Hey guys, this is Hell Hades. This is a Raid Shadow Legends video. Guys, a bit of an update video for you guys. We've got a new summoning event which we're going to go through. I want to talk to you about the free-to-play challenge, and I want to tell you about SINTRANOS and some of the challenges I've been having there. So I guess let's start with the new summons. We've got the, what are these ones called? Prism Shard summons. 7.5% chance of legendaries. 92.5% chance of epics. These are potentially the best summoning events, I think, now for people that actually spend money. Like when I look at these, price of a shard versus, oh, in fact, let's have a look. So 40 cost for a summon, call it £10 a shard, roughly. I mean, I'm not saying it's good value, by the way. I'm just saying, like, for the people that are out there that would perhaps normally pick up stuff like Sacreds, which have got a normal 6% chance, does feel like these are some of the best ones. Anyway, we will probably get the chance to win maybe one freebie. That's the problem with these. You can't win them. You have to buy them, or maybe you get like one summon through events through the week. Let's have a quick look at what's going down. There is Geomancer in here, who is probably the best epic in the game. Who else have we got that was kind of like noteworthy? That's probably it, really. Duke is decent. I did a video showing off Gorlos on Sand Devil 25, who actually does a ton of work. I'm going to do a Sand Devil video where I help people get to level 25. I have done one in the past, by the way. They do exist. I'm going to do a fresh one because it seems like a lot of people are saying, look, all well and good with these 25 strats, but I can't get there. So, but Gorlos seems to be a really good champion for that. In terms of the legendaries, we've got the Owl, who a lot of people would have picked up, but very good champ. Morrigain, really useful for SINTRANOS, actually. But generally, I think since her fusion time, there's just been more stuff that makes her valuable. So half decent, Lady Kimmy decent, Herndog decent, Noct. Again, if you're looking for someone who's going to help you with Sand Devil, that's pretty much all he's good for, I would say, or mainly what he's good for. But immediately, if you get a Godseeker, he's no longer good for anything. Like Godseeker is like on this absolute different plane to anybody else in the game for that. And then Firral here, who I think is firstly super cool, but yeah, he's someone I don't have. Decreased speed, A1, decreased accuracy and block buffs. Just a good all-rounder, I'd say. So again, like pretty decent legendaries in the mix. I'm not gonna like be like, oh, I must wail out for this event. They're not good enough for that for me, but they are a good bunch. And yeah, I think these events comes down to whether you want to go for it or not, I guess. Let's talk free to play. So I will be doing a more detailed update video this week. We're still aiming for Friday for the launch of the free to play event. We're going to have a sign up sheet for content creators. Again, I'll probably hoping to drop that video with that in it tomorrow. We're still ironing out some stuff, but what's going to happen is content creators are going to be placed into teams and have like a team scoring system, and any content creators can get involved. We're going to do like a sign up sheet, and we're working on the optimizer in terms of how it records points at the moment. So there's a whole bunch of stuff we're doing in the background to make this more fun, more engaging for the community and all that type of stuff. Everybody else who's not a content creator in a team can absolutely play along, and we're going to do leaderboards and all that type of stuff for the general community. But that won't be team-based. And the reason why we're doing that is because we feel like if someone just drops out after 2 weeks because they got bored, very difficult to then start doing all the subs. You probably don't know who's in your team, all that type of stuff. It just didn't feel like it was really going to add a lot of value for that group. So we still want people to be involved. It will still be a community event. We'll still be tracking the community stuff as long as you're doing it through the optimizer. But that will be individual leaderboards versus the kind of team stuff we're going to try and do with content creators. So that's a bit of a watch this space. The last thing then, let's talk about SINTRANOS. I have been really enjoying SINTRANOS. Yeah, for me, somebody who hasn't really had challenges in the game for a while, maybe Hydra could be seen as a challenge for me still, but you know, I do one key all of the Hydra stuff. I burn through anything in Doom Tower. I'm not massively into the arena, as you could see. So yeah, the only place I guess Plat Arena is still a challenge for me. I can't say that it's not. That's incredibly difficult, but I much prefer PvE content, and Curse City I think has been brilliant. And I've got one stage left to do. I did a few more stages over the weekend. And I've spent probably 200 million silver. So this is the problem. And I've done a whole video on this. For the average player who doesn't just burn spider runs to get silver, it's almost impossible to do Soul Cross. Like, and also if you don't have a wide roster, it's very difficult to do Soul Cross. Like, I needed every ounce of my roster to get this done. So, but that does mean that it's a long-term challenge, and I think that's what Raid needed. It's got good end-game content. I'd say the rewards for normal are probably not good enough. Honestly, that's one of its letdown. Like, killing this dude for an epic book feels a bit weak sauce, and generally across the map, normal feels a bit weak sauce for rewards. I think Raid, I don't suppose you're going to watch this, but if you do, that's something you can improve. But I really feel like for an endgame player, this is actually good content. I really like it. And I've been having some fun. So I took down this double boss yesterday. I finally fused my Lady Mikage. I got a Lockwane over the weekend. In fact, I got the rares for it. And I used multiple, multi-hitters. So Harima came in with her triple hit A2, but also pairs up with Lady Mikage's passive, where, what does she do here? A1, she goes in with someone from Shadowkin. That was cool. We used Drex for his multi-hit A1. I had him in Relentless gear to try and get more A1s. Because honestly, the spider's not that big a problem, apart from a bit of damage. But this dude was a problem. Like, you've still got to crack through 15 layers of shield. I guess I'll show you a little bit of how I achieved the run, what I was trying to do. So my aim was take down the spider first. Yeah, so I was all over this spider. We went all in ally attack first. Kill the spider so that we've only got to worry about the big fella. So we went AoE here. AoEs, just trying to kill the spiderlings as quick as I can. And then we'll kind of talk you through why various champions are in the mix. So I went A2, kill a spider, and then get my AoE off. I've got Withir in here for healing. I've got Mikage in here, who honestly is basically MVP. She's really, really good for this. I did just get a burn off here. That'll do, so we get some more damage away. Drex also kind of like in that MVP status. Just heal up. Harima as well. Harima just does a ton of damage. And pairing up with Mikage was really good. You can see all we're doing, we're just full focused on the spider right now. Let one of these burns tick off. And then basically, once we got the spider dead, I then switched my focus to the finite. And what I was doing was, I was hoping for, it took me a couple of runs, I got Phantom Touch on everybody. I was hoping for Relentless procs. When the shield was low and I was using my Cantra here, I was hoping for the heal reduction to land. So there's a lot of RNG stuff going on. But actually, yeah, it took me probably about 20 minutes worth of run. So probably a good, I don't know, maybe 10 runs or something. No, less than that. Probably about 6 or 7 runs. We've got the ally attack from Mikage coming in. So we're able to kind of break the shield. And I had to like hold the ally attack for a turn where I knew I was going to break the shield, for example. And then we've got like the triple hit here, which also decreases his defense. We then apply debuffs. So we're hoping for heal reduction. Didn't get it that time. And that's the vibe of it. So basically, there's a bit of RNG. There's a bit of just like smashing him up. And yeah, ultimately, we got the job done. So really tough level. And yeah, a lot of fun. So we had Relentless gear here. I had high resistance across the team apart from on Harima. Harima was just full damage. And everyone was fast. Yeah, so it was a tough fight. I've already stolen some of her gear away, actually. Lots of people I've moved gear from already. But yeah, she was like about most of them around 250 speed and high resistance, around like 380 odd resistance. So yeah, we got a resistance lead as well. So that's why I only went about 380 resistance. But that was a tough fight. I then had to do the other double boss, which I thought was going to be a tough fight, but actually wasn't too bad. This one was pretty easy. Only took me a couple of attempts. With this one, again, I might have moved gear around, but I just made sure that I got the extra turn with my Lanikis. We went ally attacking on Rotus to get rid of him. I then boosted my turn meter, obviously, take out someone else, kill the group, remove buffs, and then I killed. Who did I kill first? I think I killed the dragon first, actually. I was using Rotus's A2 to pump his health whenever I could. I was going after the dragon because she's much easier to kill. Obviously, killing any clones that came out. But yeah, this was easier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be super tough. Doesn't help if I get feared every 2 seconds. Didn't bring any healers in. I know it's definitely... There's options to bring healers in. I think, again, I might have ripped a load of gear off. But there's options to bring healers in, but it didn't feel like I really needed them. I just basically smashed it up. Like, these guys take a lot of damage. Look at that. Especially if you get the drop defense on. So this was not too big a deal, I think. So once one was dead, we then just go full ham on this one. Notice I'm using A1 or A2 with Rotus because I'm not going to get the kill. So it's just about trying to get extra turns. Just about trying to like use that RNG. Multiple hits there. Big smack there. Ally attack. I think I might have reflex gear on my Lanikis to try and get back to my ally attacks more often. And perhaps refresh accessories. Didn't have enough accuracy to really do the job in terms of landing all my debuffs for everybody. So I just kind of like pummeled them to death. But that one was actually way easier than I thought. One of the hardest ones I found was 14. I had to literally build a second Shiramani to give me more control. So I had double lots of freeze. Obviously, not everyone's done that, or most people will not have that. I had a stun set Deliana. I could have gone stun set Lona Thuriel as well. I could have gone stun set on one of my Shiramanis, but I just went high accuracy, and I used Owl's Gore to kind of like block damage where I needed it. That was one of the harder levels that I've faced. And 18 was not too bad. 20 was pretty tough. 20 took me quite a lot of attempts. Stun set, stun set, stun set, stun set, and then bolster set. That was pretty tough. And it leaves me with one more challenge to try and get done in 3 days, which in fairness is probably the hardest level on the map. And I'm thinking to use a Nullhorn to cycle control, Rock Breaker to cycle more control, Morag as my damage, potentially a Steel Skull to keep my team alive, and probably King Agashi for another ally attack and a potential revive if we need it. So I'm thinking this is the team. If I look at best teams, well, my clan's not beating it at all. If I look through, a lot of them are like double Morags. Similar squads. Actually, Fodbar's not someone I'd thought about, but that would be good for the drop defense. Don't have one. I've got one here, actually. Maybe I should level one out. Does have the decreased defense, which would make killing stuff a ton easier. So, yeah, maybe that's going to be the way. But, yeah, this is my last level to try and conquer. And the difference is enormous. And this is something which I think is wrong, honestly. So what do we get here? Is it 100? I think it's 100 candles in a month. 40% of them come if you clear the final stage, which I think is not good. Like, I much would rather if they'd just been like, I don't know, maybe they just don't want to do it, but it could have been like, if you clear Dead Rise, 10, clear this one, 10, clear this one, 10, clear this one, an extra 10, or maybe that's an extra 15. I don't know, but putting it all on one area is, or all on the full clear, I think it's just a bit much. It's just a bit unnecessary, in my opinion. But anyway, we're going to try and get that done in the next couple of days. I'll do a video specifically about my attempts here and some of my builds and stuff. If you're interested, I know a lot of people would be like, well, this is very, very endgame content. Sometimes people like to see endgame content, even if they don't do the endgame content. You know, I've found it enjoyable, but that's because I've got a lot of champions, a lot of resources to get it done. Not everyone will, or most people will not have that. So look, loads going on right now. Pretty exciting time and pretty fun time, I think. So anyway, I've been Hell Hades. I'll see you soon.